The Korean War erupted on June 25, 1950, when North Korean forces crossed the 38th parallel. Within weeks, both sides captured thousands of prisoners. By July 1950, UN forces reported over 70,000 POWs, while North Korea claimed similar numbers. The chaotic battles of Daejeon and Pusan perimeter saw mass surrenders, setting the stage for a prolonged prisoner dilemma. These early captures became a critical sticking point in future negotiations, as neither side agreed on treatment or repatriation terms. By July 1951, armistice talks began in Kaesong, with prisoner exchanges as Agenda Item 4. The UN proposed exchanging POW lists, but North Korea demanded immediate repatriation of all captives. Over 90% of initial meetings focused on prisoner counts, with stark discrepancies. UN listed 171,000 POWs, while North Korea admitted only 11,500. This early deadlock foreshadowed years of conflict, as ideological differences overshadowed humanitarian concerns. The UN command submitted detailed POW rosters in December 1951, listing 132,000 captives. North Korea rejected these figures, insisting only 11,559 prisoners existed. Investigations revealed 50,000 South Korean POWs were unaccounted for in communist records. Satellite camps, and in January 1952, the UN introduced revolutionary voluntary repatriation, allowing POWs to choose their destiny. Surveys showed 76% of Chinese and 27% of North Korean captives refused repatriation. This principled stance aimed to prevent forced returns, but infuriated communist negotiators. Footage of POWs tearing up pro-communist leaflets circulated globally, turning camps into ideological battlegrounds and hardening negotiation stances. North Korea denounced voluntary repatriation as imperialist kidnapping in March 1952. Kim Il-sung demanded all 132,000 POWs be returned unconditionally, calling the UN's stance a humiliation. The communist bloc staged show trials of traitorous POWs to deter defections. This outright rejection froze negotiations for 6 months, with frontline battles intensifying as talks collapsed. The ideological chasm became unbridgeable without external intervention. Violence erupted in Kojedo camp in May 1952 when communist POWs took Brigadier General Dodd hostage for 78 hours. Simultaneously, 5,000 pro-UN captives staged mass protests against repatriation. These incidents exposed brutal camp conditions. Over 3,000 POW deaths recorded by 1953. Global media coverage shifted focus from battlefield to humanitarian crisis, pressuring negotiators but also reinforcing mutual distrust about prisoner treatment. With negotiations deadlocked, brutal trench warfare resumed. The Battle of Porkchop Hill, March 1953, saw 3,500 casualties over worthless terrain. POW numbers swelled to 150,000, straining resources. Eisenhower's New Look policy threatened nuclear strikes, while China poured in fresh troops. This military stalemate, costing 100 soldiers daily, persisted until geopolitical shifts forced a reevaluation of prisoner policies. Stalin's death on March 5, 1953, removed Pyongyang's staunchest ally. Soviet leadership prioritized ending the war, slashing aid to North Korea by 40%. China also grew war-weary, with Mao noting even victory would be meaningless. Within weeks, the communists softened demands, accepting to repatriate only 70,000 POWs. This seismic shift broke the 18-month deadlock, proving external factors outweighed battlefield realities. The June 8, 1953 agreement created the Neutral Nations Repatriation Commission. Of 132,000 POWs, 75,000 would be repatriated, while 22,000, mostly South Koreans, gained freedom. India provided 5,900 troops to oversee the process. The compromise, allowing ideological screening, set a Cold War precedent, but required 45 days of violent explanatory sessions where communists pressured defectors. Ultimately, 88% of Chinese and 35% of North Korean POWs refused repatriation. The July 27, 1953 armistice left 50,000 POWs permanently displaced. The DMZ became a prison for divided families, while non-repatriates faced decades of stigma. South Korea's POWs were reclassified as converts to avoid acknowledging captivity. This unresolved humanitarian crisis fueled Cold War propaganda on both sides, proving that even after 2 million deaths, the prisoner issue remained Korea's open wound, one that still bleeds today.